This conference will now be recorded.
Yes, thank you for joining. So yesterday we discussed about high level information related ETL concepts. So now coming to data extraction methods. If you go to real time and there are some sources will be. So suppose let's say if it is my project architecture, yesterday I have shown you just standard architecture. This is the ETL project architecture. Now you can see here, just understand now what are the source system in your current project. So what is the project here? My project is banking domain project, which is the name is GRIP, Global Regulatory Independent Platform. In my project, I have 5 important layers like source layer, processing layer, API layer, web layer, and presentation layer. And what are the sources you are taking the data in your ETL process? I have 4 process will be there. I have 4 sources, S1, S2, S3, S4. The first source, KYB data, know your business data, which is coming from microsite, and transaction and customer data, which is coming from the website, and finance data, which is coming from the SAP system, and know your customer data, which is coming from attack, which is a database Oracle. So I have 4 systems here: microsite, website, SAP system, and Oracle database, which is called attack. So these are the four important sources in my current project. That is how you need to explain in interview. Okay, got my point? So now maybe your ERP, one of SAP, Oracle apps, PeopleSoft, maybe one of the source may be available. File sources mandatory, which is XML files, text files, CSV files, which means XML files, text files, or CSV files. Any type of the files has a source. And also RDBMS, Relational Database Management System, Oracle, SQL Server, DB2, MySQL, Sybase, any one of the database also has a source. Legacy systems, mainframes, COBOL, Pascal. Now, if they are asking one question, what are the source systems in your current project? You can tell that only 2 only. Don't tell all, okay? Because in interview process, in my current project, I have 2 source system. One is RDBMS, that is Oracle. Second one is flat files. These are my 2 sources in my current project. You can explain that. Okay? You got my point? It may be, but for interview process in the project, you can tell only 2. Now, data transformation. Have you seen the demo yesterday? I told you to do architecture demo. Have you seen or not? Come on, everybody. Okay. So that is your wish, because your content, your preparation, your style, that is your capability. Okay. I don't want to mess up with all confused questions. Okay. You can collect with HR, Venkatesh. Okay. So I told you demo 2 only, introduction class. Okay. So data transformation, you can contact with HR, she will help you. So data transformation, data merging, data cleansing, data scrubbing, data aggregation. There are 4 activities we can apply. We can apply in staging layer. Okay. So where is that staging layer? So here. So in this staging layer, we can apply 4 activities, 4 or 5, whatever. Those are all data cleaning techniques only in this place, cleaning the data. So what are that here? Data merging, integrating the data from multiple source system. We are doing integration only here, right? We are doing integration or not? And also you can observe in the project also, project architecture. Yes, we are integrating here. Here we are integrating ETL grid. Got my point? Same thing. This is a standard architecture. This is a project architecture. So we are collecting the data or integrating the data from multiple source systems. And data cleaning. What do you mean by cleaning? Processing the data into consistency format. We are making the as per the business required format. Removing the duplicate record, removing the values, removing the unwanted spaces. Everything is clean. Means we have a lot of data quality checks also. Tomorrow, like in upcoming project introduction, I will tell you what are the cleaning techniques that we can apply. So basic, we can say removing the duplicate records, null values, unwanted spaces. So business logics and all. Deriving the or data scrubbing, deriving the new attribute means new columns are generated in between the process. In the process of here, we don't collect new columns. Some columns we can create here only. So those are, we can call it as data scrubbing, which is creating a new columns. Okay, in the ETL process. And data aggregation, processing of making the summary data like max, minimum, average, and also we can apply. So data transformation layer. Transformation is business logic. What do you mean by transformation? It is also called as business logics. They will ask one interview question. What are the transformations you can apply in ETL process? Or what are the business logic you can apply? What are the data quality checks you can apply? So all names are same. Okay. So ETL plan means extraction, transforming and load. So we can load the data from sources to staging, staging to target. This is the process. Source definitions where we can extract the data. Target definitions, they will ask what is your source system in the database. You can tell that Oracle. What is the target system? Oracle only. You can tell that flat file. You can tell that DB2, anything. You can tell that big data. You can tell that target system is nothing but it's a OLAP, man. Okay. This is the target. These are the sources. So this, what is your target in the current project? That is the Oracle. And your cloud database, if it is there, you can tell that Oracle also. Okay. So similar here, if you are related to project, your target will be, your source will be SAP and your target will be Oracle. Here Hava. Hava is a name, just Oracle is a database. And second thing is Elasticsearch, it is a Hadoop. If it is a project related thing, so you can tell that my target, my source is database or flat file, and my target is Oracle. You can tell that. Okay. Transformation rule is nothing but it's a business logic. I am telling that just for vocabulary, or you can say terminology. Okay. Defining the business logic to process the data, that is called transformation rule. Defining the business logic to process the data. Okay. Source table. Now, what do you mean? You are confusing like what is transformation? Okay. So in SQL, I told you concat operation, right? You know, concat function with pipe symbol. Are you remember? Are you remember? Concat function. So concat will not work, but pipe operator will use this one. First name is Nagarjuna, second name is Reddy. Business logic here. I need full name is Nagarjuna Reddy. Using that pipe symbol. This is collecting this name by applying some logic. We are going to call it as a transformation. And also very critical transformations we can apply in the ETL process, even plus 10+ experience. So if you more business logic, if you learn, you are going to get more success. If you don't understand business logics, you are not going to become a successful person. They will ask, can you please tell me what is the recent business logic you tested? Can you please tell me what is the recent business logic you developed? Okay, and tell me some business logic which you applied in the real time. Then how you will get like more experience, salaries without subject? Only definitions will not helpful. Okay, so you can see this is one format. This is our phone number. We are making with the phone number like this with iPhone. This is also one business logic transformation. And also gender, female, wherever female is there, F is there. That is also on transformation. So you can apply some different types of transformation while loading the data into OLAP. So we can apply all the transformations here. Got my point? So you can understand what is OLTP, what is OLAP, what is data warehouse, what is data mart, what is staging layer, what are the quality checks, duplicate checks, null checks, default checks. These things will be there. Lot of we can apply. What are the layers in your project? Source layer, staging layer, foundation layer, access layer, reporting layer. And what is metadata? Metadata is nothing but data about data, is nothing but metadata. Okay, simple concept. Metadata means column names, headers. If you go to table, column names will be metadata. We are going to do metadata validations. One of the data quality check. Names, column names, data type, size, table names, all are same or not, we are verifying. That is called metadata validation. Okay. So coming to, yes, metadata. Data about data is nothing but metadata. Name, metadata. Table structures is called metadata. Arjun, Ravi, Hema, Tini, these are called data. So data are names, tell that these are the names, that is called metadata. So when they are asking the interview question, what do you mean by metadata? You can tell that data about data is called metadata. Okay. So now types of loads in ETL process. There are very, very powerful interview question. What are the two types of loads will be there in ETL process? So here, while loading the data from your hall, from here to here, we are loading the data in between this. Okay, we are loading the data. Loading the data in between here, two types of loads will be there. Any ETL project you take, two types of loads will be there. What are the two types of loads? So while loading the data from collecting all the data and loading here, two types of loads will be there while loading the data here. So what are the two types of loads we have? Initial load, that is called full load. Incremental load, that is called delta load. There are two types of loads, initial load and incremental load. Initial load is also called as history load or full load. First time we are loading the data into target system. Let me explain. Suppose we have n number of source systems. Okay, this is the source and this is the target. Okay, anything you take, not a problem. Any database you take, just understanding about the source, or you can say sources, and this is the target. Now we are going to do the load. Two types of loads will be there. Now what are the two types of loads we have? Initial load, incremental, initial load and incremental load. History load, also called as delta load. Okay, you can say full load also this. I'm just telling the different names of that. Okay, and we can call it as these are daily load, daily, weekly or monthly. Okay, so these are the, but you just remember initial load and incremental load without any confusion. Okay, now we are loading the ETL process into two types. Okay, and we can call it as these are ETL loads. Regularly we are going to do that. ETL loads we can call it as initial load and incremental load. So what do you mean by initial load? Now, initial load are also called as history load or full load. First time we are loading the data into target system. Then here target must be zero records. That is called initial load. Okay, target must be 0. Now first we have 5000 records will be there, rows or records. Now these 5000 records we are loading first time when target is empty, and these are the, and through full load or initial load or history load we are going to load, we will execute the ETL jobs and it will load from sources to target. That is called initial load. Okay, now incremental load. What do you mean by incremental load? You can see here. Incremental load is also called as delta load, daily load, weekly load, or monthly load. Got my point? Delta, weekly, monthly, or daily. Insert, update with existing data from source to target. So while loading the data, so it will insert and update will happen. That is, I'll come up with that. Okay. When we discuss about slowly changing dimensions concept, then you will get to know that. Okay. Now, first time we are loading the data, history load. One second, guys. Please check. Are you getting my voice or not? Just type you are getting or not. I just need to know. One second. Let me check. Okay, now you can just, now are able to see the screen. Yeah, please check now. Yeah, only today and tomorrow because in low network. Okay. And after that we will have Monday onwards. I will be in Hyderabad. So then we'll have Wi-Fi proper and then we can see. Okay. So 300, that is history load while loading, or 5000, whatever you can say. So when we are loading the data from source to target over the first time when target is empty, that load we can call it as initial load, full load, or history load. So when target is empty, when target is 0, that is the first time we are going to load the data. That is initial load. Incremental load means we are going to load the data on daily basis or monthly basis or weekly basis. That is called monthly load, or sorry, incremental load. Incremental load is also called as delta load. If they are asking monthly load, weekly load, daily load, they will ask how you are loading the data. So weekly load you can say, monthly load you can say, or you can say delta load also. They will ask in delta what type of load, weekly, monthly, or daily. You can tell that monthly also, you can tell daily also. One answer should be very clear to them in the interview process. Okay. So incremental load or delta load, both same, but one of the delta load means daily, weekly, or monthly. Any one process you need to explain them. So means what? We are loading already some data is there. Suppose here 300 data is there already, history load is completed. Now 23 records new customer join. Then we are loading the data using daily load. So that end of the day 23 loaded. So 300 already is there, 323. And tomorrow 21 customers join. 323 plus 21, total 345. 21 is coming from daily load. So which means you are going to do everyday updation. Every day you are loading the data. Hourly load also will be there if it is a big companies. Okay. While loading the data on daily, monthly, weekly or hourly, that we can call it as incremental load. On top of that, appending the data. For example, I have 500 customers join. So it means the total will be 5,500. 5,000 will be history load. 500 will be daily load. That means load 1, batch 1. Again, 1,000 records will be there. So then here 6,500 records will be there. So 5,000 history load, 500 today date, that means batch 1, and tomorrow batch 2, that is 1,000 records, which means daily basis you are going to load. That is called incremental load. Okay, you can see IRCTC when you are booking the ticket for the railway ticket in midnight, you can't able to book the ticket for 2 hours. Am I correct? That time what will happen? They are going to load the data from small branches to main branches. That means we are doing the ETL job there. Migration, data migration. Even when you go to bank at 4:30, they won't take any deposit. Because why? They are going to migrate the data from OLTP systems, all OLTP systems, and daily basis they are going to load the data main branch. When you are requesting for last 10 years, last 2 months bank statement, you are going to request the history load. That means OLAP for the bank people. You got my point? You got this IRCTC and banks because some specific time we can call it as EDL time. That time ETL jobs will be executed. For companies also, sometimes you can't able to do any transaction and all because some data is migrating, or sometimes your phone pay also, your Paytm also, it will show like some day, some time maintenance we because please sorry for the inconvenience, some messages will come. That time they are going to do the data migration from OLTP system to OLAP system. So same like this, how the project, and as a user they are going to verify here. After loading here, they will check whether the data, how they are going to verify. You know that COVID dashboard, right? One second. Now see here, you can see the dashboard here. Okay, you are collecting the data here from OLTP sources to OLAP. Okay. So this regulatory agent, where you can see this is the presentation layer, where regulatory agent, user able to watch it. So we are watching like this. Yes, as I am a user now. I am just customer. I am watching here. So this is for analytical purpose here. This all happen. Now tell me, this data is coming from OLTP and OLAP. Tell me, for dashboard data is collecting from, this data is collecting from OLTP or OLAP, because this is doing analytics here. You can see the architecture where it is collecting. Dashboard is there. Now dashboard data is collecting from OLTP or OLAP. So for analytical data, you are collecting from the OLAP. If you say OLTP, they will reject your interview that minute itself. You are out of the interview. That you don't know about the architecture again. Got my point? So that is where you understand ETL loads. We have two types of loads: initial load and incremental load. So while loading the first time, when the target is empty from the sources, we are loading the data using some technique, that is initial process or history or full load. We will load the data first time. Now after that, once history load is completed, we will execute the daily jobs, that is incremental load, appending the data from sources to target on daily basis. we can also call as delta load. Okay, clear everybody? So for this, what you need to do, so SCD we don't required. What schema? Metadata till this point. Okay, dim table keys. So I'll take till this point. You can just prepare it. So tomorrow we have powerful concept. Okay. So tomorrow we have powerful concept. That concept is we have schemas, star schema, snowflake schema, galaxy schema. Major concept is types of schema, types of tables, dimension tables and fact tables, and and hard for the ETL, that is slowly changing dimensions, LCD types. So next three things will be the big thing: schemas, tables, and SCD types. And these three will cover 20 questions in interview. You understand now? What are that? Schemas, tables, and SCD types will cover practical and also theory, minimum 20 questions. You understand how much importance for the next 3 days. Okay, clear everybody? So what you will do, you just get to know the questions what I explained: OLTP, OLAP, warehouse, data mart, staging layer, quality checks, layers, okay, and metadata, ETL loads, like that. Then it will be more helpful for you. Okay. So tomorrow I will talk about what is fact table, what is dimension table, what keys available in fact table, dimension table, and which data will load first, dimension table or fact table, what is exactly metadata, what are the checks we will apply in staging layer, what is the schema model you guys are using in the project, what is the types of schemas we have, KPI, NKPI. Okay, so we will be discussing more about it here. Clear everybody? So we will cover next 3 days very high level points. Till now you will get minimum 5 to 10 questions, 5 questions max, 5 to 8 questions. Next three concept minimum 15 to 20 questions. Understand how much important is there. Here everybody knows these questions will come for interview, but what is the unique talent that you can deliver to the people, to the interview people, is the matter of your success. You can just practice. So what you will do, you can just take one paper, okay, and write it all 9 questions about what you understand, OLTP, OLAP, these questions, and till this point 9 questions which I have typed. Write in A4 paper and understand it and be ready for tomorrow. Tomorrow is a big thing. Tomorrow, the next upcoming classes are the big things. Okay. So that's all guys. See you tomorrow. Because theoretical concepts, I don't want to mess up with all concepts because it's highly critical to catch the point. That's what I'm giving you, very less content, and you need to prepare. My content is very less every day with the theoretical, but conceptual understanding you need to spend more time. When I'm taking less time, you don't invest less time for practice. Okay, because you can't understand, that's what I'm taking for the less time. After that again we will be back with the SDLC models, agile model, these things, and testing concepts will be there. This is ETL concepts. Testing concepts will be the next big thing. So to understand more better, use your mind and concentrate here and practice more, understand it and deliver. You do in front of mirror or in front of somewhere, some people you can discuss with them and understand it. Until that you can't get the delivery practice. Okay, so that's all guys. See you tomorrow. And the people who have not joined, whoever is listening the recording, you should follow this. Don't tell that I have not joined and all. That is your wish whether you joined or not. It's not my responsibility. It's your responsibility to join, to learn, to understand. So we are not a kids, right? We are not a kids to ask everybody to come and join and all. It's your responsibility to learn more better and better, because you are an experienced person. Don't think that you are not a fresher. Understand? The people who join, ignore other people and continue your learning process. And this weekend on Sunday, I am going to people. Don't worry. That's all, guys. Thank you very much. See you tomorrow.